Okay, now on to the not bookish questions. My friend Jess asks, what is your favorite ice cream flavor? I absolutely love Tillamook's Oregon strawberry. I love strawberries in any shape or form, but strawberry ice cream is amazing, and Tillamook has an awesome one. But I also really like the flavor of Rocky Road. So Tillamook has a really good Rocky Road, and so does Haagen-Dazs. They both have really good Rocky Roads. So those are my two favorite flavors. Jess also asked, what is your favorite junk food? And I can't believe I'm going to admit this on camera. My guilty pleasure junk food right now is Burger King's chicken nuggets. When I was a kid, I loved getting chicken nuggets from Burger King. When we went there, I would not get burgers, I would just get the chicken nuggets. But at some point during high school or college or something, they changed their chicken nugget recipe and I no longer liked them, so I stopped going to Burger King. I literally didn't go for years and years. And then a couple months ago, for some reason, I was at a Burger King and I either got their chicken fries or their chicken nuggets, and I was like, oh my god, this is the chicken nuggets that I love. Ever since then, I've had them at least 2 or 3 times a month, sometimes multiple times a week when I'm having a rough week. That's kind of my guilty pleasure junk food right now. As far as junk snack food, I really like eating white cheddar popcorn. That's yummy. Jess also asked, do you collect anything? I actually don't collect anything, so that's a boring answer. When I was a kid, I used to collect, this is going to sound really weird, but when I was a kid, I would, when you travel, you get souvenirs, and what I collected as my souvenir for all my travels was pencils. Pretty much anywhere you go, they'll sell a pencil that has the name of the place, and sometimes I would get really big pencils or, something like a unique pencil. But I used to collect pencils. I no longer do that, and I don't really collect anything, so I'm kind of boring in that sense. Okay, so the next question, 3 different people asked me. So Christina from Adventures in Polish Land asked, what are your other hobbies outside of reading? Steve at the Lawn Gnome also asked about my other hobbies and if I would ever consider bringing them to my channel as content. And Lori at the Magic of White Pages also asked what my other hobbies are. I guess I should have expected this question because in my last video I did mention that I have lots of other hobbies that I'm trying to juggle. I don't know if I should call them hobbies because I don't necessarily spend a lot of time doing them, but they're things that I enjoy doing. So right now, my main hobbies that I actually have time for are reading, booktube, and blogging, and Pokemon Go. So some of you may know that I play Pokemon Go, and I really like it. My husband and I actually play together. He's more into it than I am. I actually just reached level 30, which is pretty badass. Well, I'm very proud of that. So I do spend a lot of time doing that. My husband and I go out once or twice a week to do a little Pokemon date. So those are hobbies that I actually have time for, or I guess I should say that I'm actually making time for. I of course also enjoy watching TV and movies. We watch maybe 1 movie a week, sometimes we don't. There's a couple TV shows that are high priority for us that we always watch. So right now that's The Walking Dead, and then at other times of the year that's Game of Thrones. Those are pretty much our top 2 shows. I also watch a little bit of reality TV. I have been keeping up with Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2. I used to watch a lot more TV, but since I started booktubing and blogging and stuff, I really haven't had time for it. So some of my hobbies that I really don't have time for anymore, and I don't know if you can really consider them hobbies if you don't actually do them. But one of them is cross-stitching. I started cross-stitching maybe, I guess it's been about 4 years ago that I started, and for about 2 years I was really into it. But then I started blogging and I didn't have time. But I actually picked up my work in progress last week, and I've been putting in a little bit of work into it, and I'm kind of addicted to it again. I'll insert some pictures so you can kind of see my progress over the last week or so, but it's something that's very time consuming. You put in a lot of time and you don't really make a lot of progress, but for me it's really rewarding to see those little pieces of progress add up over time. It's something that you have to have a lot of patience to do, and I do have a lot of patience, I guess. I also really like doing puzzles, and that's not something that I really do often, but lately when I do a puzzle, I will do it while listening to an audiobook. I also enjoy adult coloring, which I will do while listening to an audiobook as well. My husband and I like to go out and ride our bikes. I like to go read on the beach. We live about 15 minutes from the beach, so especially during the summer, that's something that I like to do. Let's see, what else? yes. I tried to learn how to sew. I would love to sew, and I sewed a couple things, but then no, I don't have time for it. I would love to learn how to quilt one day. I think that is super cool, and I would love to make my own quilts. I can't think of anything else right now. I'm sure I have more hobbies or things that I used to love to do. My husband likes to tease me because I will pick up something new and get really into it for a few months and then usually move on to the next big thing. Both of us definitely thought that blogging and booktube were gonna be like that I would be really into it for a few months and then it would kind of drop off and I'd find something else to do with my time. But that has not proven to be true, and I'm still here over a year later. So Krista from Book and Jams also asked, if you could hop on a lane and go visit anywhere in the world, if money was no object, where would you go? I love this question. So if I could go anywhere, I think I would pick Korea. I'm half Korean and I have been to Korea twice when I was younger. So once when I was like 2 and I don't remember that at all, and once when I was like 10 or something, somewhere between 3rd and 4th grade. And I haven't been able to go back since. I've wanted to, but I just really haven't had the time or like an opportunity. I was, either in college or I started a new job. I don't know when I'm gonna have a chance to go to Korea, but I would love to do that. A couple other places that are really high on my places to visit are Australia and Greece and Italy. Okay, Lori from The Magic of White Pages also asks, what kind of dog do you have and do you have more pets? So I actually have 2 dogs. Let me grab them so I can show them to you. So this is Miko. She is sleepy, so that's why she's being like this. And she's also a cuddle bud. She does like to lay her head on my shoulder. She is a Maltese Yorkie mix, so she's half Maltese, half Yorkie. She's kind of a unique color for that dog. She's completely gray. She's about 2.5 years old, and she's our puppy. Our other one is a year older than her, and her name's Chloe. She's the one you guys have seen before. So this is Miko. Let me go grab Chloe. And this one's Chloe. Say hi to the camera. This is the one that you guys often hear barking her head off because she is really loud. I just have these 2 dogs, no other pets at this time. We'd like to own more pets, or probably more dogs. We're really dog people at some point, but right now we live in an apartment and we don't have the space or, really the time for more pets. But we talk about getting more dogs someday. These guys are both little. Obviously, I'm holding them. They're like 8 pounds, 8 and 10 actually. But we'd like to have like a bigger dog one day. Yeah, we'll see. Anne from Book Your Imagination asks, what do you do for a living? I am a genetic counselor, which most people don't know what that is, although genetic counselors have been getting a little bit more media coverage lately, so some people have heard of them. But I actually don't work in a hospital or a clinic setting seeing patients. I work for a testing laboratory. So I go to an office and I sit in front of a computer all day. It's actually the perfect job for me. She also asked, are you married or do you have kids? And my friend Jess also asked, do you plan on having kids, and if yes, how many? As of right now, no kids. We have my 2 dogs, and as I mentioned, I do have a husband. We've been married almost 2 years. We had like a really small courthouse ceremony, and I'm actually in the process of planning a bigger like wedding celebration for my friends and family, and that's going to be taking place next summer. Being in the middle of planning this wedding has also contributed to my lack of time for videos and such because it's a lot of work. Oh, and do I plan on having kids? I think it's a little bit up in the air. I think we're getting real personal here, guys. Most days I say yes. Yes, we want to have kids. There are definitely some days, especially, the days that I wake up at noon or that I take a nap in the middle of the day, where I'm like, I don't know if I want to have kids because I won't be able to take naps in the middle of the day. I think in the end we probably will have kids, but it's still kind of up in the air. We'll see what happens and how we feel in a few years. Definitely not right now or anytime soon, but maybe one day. Alright, so those are all the questions that I got asked for my Q&A. I really enjoyed answering them and getting a little more personal with you guys, so I hope you did too. If you liked this video, be sure to like, comment, or subscribe. That's all I have for now, so until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye! Gotta look at the camera. Look, she's falling asleep right now. That's all I have for now, so until next time, bookworms, keep reading. Bye!